For Redcon 1, I had several other successful or different levels of success supplement companies. And the thing that we didn't do is the same thing that really no sports supplement companies have ever done, is decide who they're going to be, what they're going to stand for, what the brand message was beforehand. So when Redcon 1 was an idea, we decided who we're going to be and created a brand book and a brand filter that everything flows through, from an athlete that we sign to a piece of content you guys might see, to a video, to a new product, to a product name. Every single thing fits through that brand filter, and there's nothing that makes it if it doesn't fit those key things that we believe in as a brand. So like blue collar work ethics, standing by the customers. We have a long list of things that we look at, and we follow that brand book for anything. And it's something that we review many, many times over, because you don't want to lose the brand message when you're marketing to somebody. Branding is a hugely important thing when you're creating a business. And keeping that branding the same is also very difficult as you scale, because you may lose the message, you may lose what you mean, what you thought you started out needing. So for us, it's been very important to stay on brand and on message, and we do it by reviewing it all the time. And to be more than just a supplement brand, we want it to be purpose-driven, so that for us, we spend a lot of time, effort, and money supporting military families. And so the brand meant more from the very beginning than just selling supplements at a good price, cool products, trusting, customers just trusting that the product is good or a good deal. It needed to be more than that. And I think that as long as we keep that in mind and explain to the consumer that it's not just about cool products, that it's more than that you're actually helping change something important, and supporting people that are important to us, that should be important to everybody along the way.
Yeah, I got that.
School is fantastic for some things, and other things it's pointless.
The interesting distinction you made is if you're trying to get a good job, like an investment banker or something, you're going to need to go to a college. You need to go to a recognizable one because you want to get a job. You want your future employer to go, okay, he is responsible enough to finish school, to be on time, to be responsible. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, right? And then a lot of us up here are entrepreneurs. Maybe everybody up here is entrepreneur, actually. So that the thing is, because of YouTube, you mentioned YouTube, if you have the desire for knowledge, it's all there. So all you're getting is accreditation that says, hey man, you can show this to your employer, and you can say, here's my thing that shows you I'm good. And then the employer will, so for me, I'm an employer, I have a lot of employees. If somebody comes with a Harvard MBA, I'm gonna be like, wow, that's cool. You got a Harvard MBA, I don't know if I could get a Harvard MBA. And I would look at him like that, but ultimately, if he wants to start his own business, nobody gives a shit if he's a Harvard MBA. It's all about what are you able to put out, what kind of work, what kind of product do you have. So that's the big distinction. So I have 3 little boys, and if they wanted to go to college, I'd be all for it. But if they didn't, I'd be all for that too, right?
Okay, so
I hired a CFO, and the CFO we hired was from Perry Ellis, and he had managed billions of dollars in revenue, and he has a master's degree and all that. And I wouldn't have hired somebody like that who was like an awesome person and it's like I can do it, right? Like a Zach over there, I can do it, man. And I'd be like, wait, can you though? Where did you go to school, right? But any other position, sales jobs, large majority of the jobs, it really comes down to who they are as a person, what kind of work ethic you see, and then unfortunately, both Rob and everybody has made bad decisions where you go like, wow, this guy is awesome, this girl is awesome, and you find out they're just really awesome at giving an interview, or awesome at making up a resume, and then they're not, even if they have a degree from wherever, they still may suck, right? So the biggest thing I learned about hiring is that you have to be willing to fire, and I'm terrible at that. I'm too soft. So I'll realize somebody is bad, and I will let them go way too long before finally I cut them. Whereas in the past, now I have Eduardo who will cut them gladly, right? I have a guy who loves to cut people. But that's the big, it's true, he's here somewhere. Looking for somebody to cut right now, I'm sure. Yeah. So that's the big thing is that, you can be wrong either way, right? But I personally, when I'm interviewing somebody, it's a lot more about their character and how they come across. And then we give them a time period to be a stud or not. Maybe not for, you can't maybe code the website or do the art, but right? You always think, oh, well,
I'd probably be doing the Instagram better. If it was just me answering all the comments, I'd probably be better than them. And so it's very difficult if you believe that. Look, you also, if you don't believe you're better at a lot of stuff, you probably wouldn't be in this situation anyway. So you have to believe in yourself, even if sometimes it doesn't make sense to everybody. You just believe in yourself anyway, and you know you'll get it done. But that same thing can come back to haunt you when you go, well, I could do it better than them, and you may be. But ultimately, like Hayden said, it doesn't. At some point, you can't, because you can't do 50 things better than everybody, no matter how good you are. And so you have to give responsibility to other people, and you have to, if you're good, you have to coach those people to be really good, or hit them with swords and stuff. Or the social media manager over and over again negatively. And I see Rudy, and I'm like, man, I hope he's not thinking. Anyway, so
Look at those social media muscles. Your thumbs must be ripping.
But Rob, you having that attention to detail is a positive thing. It is a positive thing.
Attention to detail sounds good.
Well,
yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
You do have attention to detail. He wants every single part to be perfect, right? Every package needs to go out perfectly.
Everything.
Everything needs to be
Everything
perfect.
can be better.
Yes.
And
So it's not. You just maybe take it to an extreme, but I don't know. But it's good. So you have to figure the balance.
if I can figure out how to balance it, I'm gonna rip. Yeah, but right now,
you had a shirt that said "No Balance" for a while. So it's Ronnie Coleman, or I just didn't genetically. I knew enough to know that it wasn't going to be possible for me. But I said, well, there's got to be some way I can do bodybuilding and make money. Maybe not as a bodybuilder, but somewhere in bodybuilding. And it was a long trip. It took a lot of curves to get to owning a supplement company, let alone owning this supplement company. So I went through a lot of phases trying to do what I love to get to here. And it took 10 years plus to get there. But I followed my passion, and while I couldn't do exactly what I wanted to do, I was able to find a way to get into the fitness industry, which was also very difficult. The fitness industry is very incestuous. Once you're in, you can go from brand to brand, from thing to thing, but getting in is super tough, right? And so once I was able to figure out a way to get in, then I just kept going and following the passion until finally Redcon 1 happened. But it took a long time, and there was a lot that went into it beforehand.